Welcome to the Awakened Healer podcast. I'm your host, Mary Beth Vanderlinden. I'm an ordained Christian minister, international intuitive healer, healer trainer, speaker, and retreat facilitator. On the Awakened Healer podcast, myself and a wide variety of fascinating guests will share our gifts and divine experiences. I won't shy away from diving deep and asking big questions during these conversations. In turn, we will open up and share our deepest thoughts on spirituality, angels, intuitive development, crystals, healing of all kinds, and how bridging ancient wisdom with modern science can bring you to a deep and profound healing in every area of your life. Welcome to another episode of Awakened Healer. I'm your host, Mary Beth Vanderlinden. I've been getting a lot of questions lately to do with crystals, and there's just so many of them. How do you choose? So crystal healing can be really overwhelming in the beginning. There are just so many to choose from. And in reality, you don't choose the crystal. You let the crystal choose you. So today I was led to talk about how you allow that to happen. And let's talk about how you begin to know which one is the one for you, which one is a match for your issue or for your need. There's just so much. Crystals are fascinating to me, and there's so much to learn about them, but you have to start somewhere. So it's important to know this because it's becoming even more confusing because some crystals even go by many different names. Or the same crystal may come in a variety of colors. Each one carries a different frequency in different healing properties. When crystal healing, or I should say crystal healing, is becoming more and more popular. And so things are getting even more confusing because there are a lot of unscrupulous people. They're trying to find ways to mislead people looking for healing or looking for crystals, and all they want is to turn a profit. And so now crystals can be fakes, and you don't have that same chemical makeup. They don't carry the frequency that you're looking for. So basically, they do nothing for you. So you want to make sure you're not getting those either. They can be made of plastic, ceramic, glass, resins, but they're designed to look similar to the real thing. Sometimes they're even just rocks, everyday rocks that have had a painting technique done to them, so they appear to look just like a real crystal. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I'm like, okay, instead of putting all your effort into faking a crystal, why not just sell the real thing? But that's not the direction they go. So this does make tuning in even more important. And so before you go to the local crystal shop, or especially before you go finding crystals online, tuning in is your best way to make sure you're getting quality crystals and getting your healing journey off to a great start. So know that the most important thing for you to do is to tune in to your intuition. And as always, you first want to get grounded, zipped up in your coconut. You can find that process on my site, Spirit-Led Healing Institute, under shop. You'll probably get sick of hearing me talk about that. I bring it up all the time, but it's the foundation of your entire energy system. It's essential for your energy system and your energy protection. And if you're going to tune in, you have to start there. If you're going to tune into your guidance, you'll want to know that you're actually tuning in for your highest good and not the highest good of someone else's energy that you're carrying. So this is why it's so crucial to do this every morning when you wake up. You want that protection. You want that grounding. You don't want to be picking up other people's energy. If you, and this is getting off track, but if you keep having symptoms and you've gone and gone and gone to the doctor and they have run every test imaginable and they just keep saying, we're just not finding anything, they're probably not finding anything because the symptoms are not even your energy. You'll still feel the symptoms from other people's energy you carry, but they won't show up on tests because it isn't your energy, okay? And so this is why it's so vitally important to be grounded, zipped up, and in your coconut every single day. So whether you're going to your local crystal shop or you're going online, tuning in to your intuition is where it starts. You want to really tune in and check the energy. I start with the owner of the mine. I want to know that the owner has a love for crystals, has the love for what he's doing, that the workers, the miners, that they have a love for crystals, that they're there because they have a love for the crystals and a love for what they're doing. Same with the middleman. It's important that all these levels have a love of the crystals and hold a high frequency. You don't want crystals that have been cursed out, have miners that hate their job. You'll feel that energy coming from the crystals. So tune in and give it a moment. What are you picking up when you tuned into that shop, whether it's physical or online? Did you suddenly feel irritated, or that same, sick gut feeling you get when someone yells at you? Did you suddenly hear cursing? Or did you feel love and peace settle over you? This is how you know. And I sometimes take up to 2 months just to find the crystals that come from pure energy for my kits or for my grids that I sell. They have to have been treated with love and respect. And even then, I clear them before packing and shipping them so that they're ready for you to set the intention you want to use them for when you receive them. So the first thing is to be grounded, zipped up, and in your coconut. And then you want to call in your team, and that's your angels, guides, and ascended masters. And then tune in. Do it before you enter the shop, or again, before you shop online. What energy are you picking up as you walk in? I've walked into crystal shops or rock shops, whatever you want to call them, and you feel nothing. It's just dead, heavy, dense energy. I just turn around and walk right back out. I don't care if I've driven an hour, 5 hours to get there. If it's just absolutely dead, you don't want to buy anything from that shop. Or you may feel like a tingling or pulsating in your body, alive and expansive. Well, that's somewhere you want to shop. Again, if it's dead, walk out, don't shop there. The same holds true online. Do the exact same things. Move on until you feel one that really draws you in, that you feel tingles, happy, alive, or feel your energy expand. I grew up in Minnesota, and I really had never experienced crystals or, even rock shops. I mean, you'd think they'd be everywhere, and they probably were. It just wasn't anything my family was drawn to, so they didn't take us there. But it wasn't until about 15 years ago when I moved to the Seattle area that I was introduced to them, and it was like love at first sight. I mean, I could just feel the life in them, feel the frequencies, see the energy emanating from them. I discovered how you can work with crystals and use them in your day-to-day life or for healing. I use them on my clients. I recommended ones that Spirit was telling me that would be good for them, or for meditation. And a new world just opened itself up to me. I love them. Watch out, you may become a crystal junkie like me. My whole buffet top is covered in crystals, and there's tons of them out in the garage. But there's just so many uses for them, so many shapes, sizes, colors. So where do you start? For anybody beginning their crystal journey, the first thing to learn is how to choose the perfect crystal for you. The best way to do this is to use your intuition. So connecting to your intuition and trusting it to choose the perfect healing crystal for you is a great way to start the journey. And in reality, we don't choose the crystals actually choose us, but you want to know which one is reaching out to you or choosing you. So if you're not used to listening to your intuition, you might find this exercise a little harder at first. That's perfectly normal. So simply be gentle with yourself, give yourself time, be patient, and that still small voice or that nudge or that knowing will grow stronger and stronger. The more you practice listening to your intuition, the better you'll become at it. The key is always to be, again, grounded, zipped up, and in your coconut. Then call in your team of angels, guides, or ascended masters. I always have my team with me and Jesus guiding me, talking to me. So it just depends on who is your team. And then you want to set your intention. If you're going to a shop, before entering, take a moment and get centered. Just take a deep breath, set your intention. Your intention could be as general as asking your spirit guides to guide you towards the crystal that you need the most right now. Or perhaps there's something that you'd like to work on. Let's say you'd like to feel more creative. You could ask to be guided towards the crystal that will help you with that. If you keep a journal, which I recommend all of you do, you can write down your intention. You can also say it out loud or simply meditate on it. Whatever feels right for you, just go with your gut, okay? So these are just different avenues you could take, but which one resonates with you? You may have become interested in crystals because you have a certain issue or that you'd like assistance with. Certain symptoms are known to be relieved by the frequency of certain crystals. So set the intention to find a crystal with a frequency that may help alleviate the symptoms of the condition you need help with. Stones work differently with different people. So you may need to try a few before you find, the one that complements you well. And even when you have been led to a certain type of crystal that could assist you, you still want to find the one that is for you. Okay? So once you're drawn to a certain crystal, say there's 8 of them in the basket. You just want to take a deep breath, shake your hands, shake your arms, kind of shake your body, shake your head, shake what God gave you, and shake off any excess energy that you've picked up. And then pick up one of the crystals in your non-dominant hand. Let both your arms just hang by your side and give it a moment. In the hand that you have the crystal in, do you feel heat, a tingling, a buzz? Did you get a yes, or do you feel nothing? If nothing, set that one aside. It's not for you. Pick the next one up in the basket. Go through all 8 of them. Just keep picking one up at a time and see if you get a reaction, a positive one from one of them. You don't want one that feels cold or nothing, or you get a no, okay? So if you aren't getting anywhere with those, move on to the next type that is supposed to be for your issue and start again. Often you'll see that one really caught your eye or stands out, or almost as if it lights up, it just jumps out at you. Pick that one up and you may get a zinger that just shoots up your arm, just so you have a quick and easy search. It's like, whoa, that is the one. But usually it takes a little more work, especially in the beginning. So you have to put in some work on your part and just be patient. Pick one up at a time. Do that every single one. In between, take a deep breath, shake off any energy, because other people have handled that crystal. So you've just picked up the energy of other people. So you want to take that deep breath, shake it off, get rid of any energy that isn't yours, pick up the next one. So to give you a few examples of crystals being for certain issues, say you know you need to go to your boss tomorrow and ask for a raise, but you just don't have the confidence. You may want to stop by your crystal shop and pick up a piece of blue apatite or turquoise, blue turquoise for communication. And maybe you want to pick up a piece of sunstone or citrine for confidence. But again, you want to go one by one in which blue apatite or which turquoise is for you, which sunstone or which citrine is for you. Or it may be a totally different blue crystal and a totally different yellow crystal that is for you. Find what's for you, what you're being led to. Or say you have insomnia. You may want to hold different pieces of white howlite and see which one resonates with you. For me, I feel all the stress just leave my body. I feel my hormones balanced out. And it brings me into an extremely deep sleep. I've never in my life, I don't sleep more than 1 to 3 hours a night, but I go directly into the deepest stage of sleep, so I don't need much. And so you may want, a crystal for that. Well, which one resonates for you? If you have kids that are having nightmares, you can set the intention that you're picking a piece or a crystal for so-and-so, and test the same way with you as their proxy to set the intention. I'm standing in for Joe, and I'm looking for a crystal that will help Joe with nightmares. Take a deep breath, shake it off. It could be amethyst. Try, amethyst and pick up the different ones until you get one that resonates. It could be lepidolite. Resonates for, when you're holding the intention that you're standing in for them. Clear quartz is known as, there's like 7 master crystals, but clear quartz is known as the master crystal. And it's really highly prized for its ability to clear the mind of negativity, to enhance higher spiritual receptiveness. It's the most powerful healing stone of the mineral kingdom, and it's able to work on any condition. It amplifies the energy of any other crystals. So maybe you felt drawn to blue apatite. Well, you can hold the blue apatite, but you can hold a clear quartz crystal with it and really amplify the frequencies of that blue apatite so you get even more out of it. Clear quartz is a stone of power. It helps produce a balance of the physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies. It works at a spiritual level to help you attune to the vibration of your desires. Clear quartz stores information of the universe. It's somewhat like a spiritual library and it's just waiting for you to access can't talk today. It's waiting for you to access what it knows. And it'll transfer that knowing to you. It'll open itself up to give you the information that you need, if that makes sense. This is a crystal everyone should have. I always use clear quartz as part of any grid to amplify the energy of all the other crystals. I always use clear quartz in meditation along with any other stone I feel drawn to for that particular meditation. And then for me, another crystal that everyone should own is black tourmaline. This is my go-to for grounding and protection. Again, you want the one that's meant for you. So go through the whole, exercise of doing the deep breath, shaking it off, picking up one at a time, which one is for you. But black tourmaline is amazing. If you find that it's hard for you to ground, your wrist is the closest part of your body, to your root chakra. And so wearing a black tourmaline bracelet would be a really good idea to help you stay grounded. Putting a piece of black tourmaline under your pillow, or I like raw crystals oftentimes, and black tourmaline tends to shed. It kind of like lets off this black dust, and so I put it in a little silk pouch. I don't know what you call them. They've got the little drawstrings at the top. I put it in there so that there's not black dust all over in my bed. And I put it between the bottom of my pillow, inside the pillowcase, so that it doesn't fall out of the bed. But anyways, just remember to release all expectations. Just walk around, touch the stones with your hands, observe how you feel, see what you're drawn to. Let yourself be guided and trust that you'll recognize which crystal you're looking for by how it feels. Crystals hold and attract energy, and those of you that are sensitive to these vibes will be able to feel themselves drawn to a particular crystal. And the more you work with crystals, the more, I have tons of crystals, but certain ones I just don't even see them, or they're not even in my radar because they're not for me at that time. I don't need them and everything. You'll always be drawn to the ones that are for your highest good at that time. So allow that to happen. So a few more hints from your intuition might look like this, or you might want to look out for your intuition in these ways. A specific crystal just catches your eye, it just jumps out at you. Or when you touch a stone, you feel a tingle or heat or buzzing in your hand or through your body. Sometimes it shoots up your spine, or you may feel all of a sudden a connection between your crown chakra and heaven. You might just all of a sudden feel like, whoa, what was that? I just feel, connected through my crown. You may feel connected to the earth all of a sudden through your root chakra. The texture of the stone or the fit of it in your hand, it may feel like it fits perfect, like you hear the saying, well, I don't even know what the saying is now. It's like a perfect glove or whatever. But, you just feel it in your hand and it just fits in there perfect. And you just find that your thumb, just lands in this indent in it, and it's just something that you want to rub, I think they're called rubbing stones and everything. So the texture of it may just feel like home or familiar, like it's a perfect fit. And you may feel like you just don't want to put it back down. You just can't let go of it. Well, then it's obviously for you. Seeing a specific crystal brings back a memory or makes you think of a symbol. Maybe all of a sudden you actually have images flashing through your mind, or a symbol comes up. or that color and that specific stone is a symbol of something that feels familiar. Another one would be touching a crystal and it brings up an emotion in you. Maybe all of a sudden you just feel like you're going to, or maybe you even do feel tears running down your face, or you feel like you want to cry, or all of a sudden you just feel like overwhelmed with joy. Well, obviously that crystal is doing something for you, so you wouldn't want to let that one go. These are just a few possibilities. Really, the possibilities with crystals are endless. All you have to do is listen to your inner guidance and choose a crystal that makes you feel something. Okay? Sensitivity to energies or vibrations are different from person to person. And the more you work with crystals and energy, the more you'll be able to feel that. All you have to do is trust your intuition. Let yourself be guided. Observe how you feel. Be aware. My favorite saying, be aware. If a stone feels right when you handle it, grasp it tightly, take it home with you, because that crystal has insights for you. Sometimes going to a shop it's not an option. Like, maybe you live out in the middle of nowhere, or maybe you're from an area that they just don't really have crystal shops. And so you do those same steps: ground, zip up, get in your coconut, call in your team, breathe deeply, shake it off, any excess energy, and go online from site to site and just say out loud, is this crystal shop for me? Or, is this the shop for me? Tune into that energy and see what you're picking up. Do you get an icky feeling, a heavy feeling, a dense feeling? Are you hearing a no? Don't forget to set your intention, and then simply flip through the pages, go one by one or scroll through. Let your eyes be guided and trust yourself. There will be a crystal or several that will catch your eye. One that you just won't be able to take your eyes off of, maybe. Again, just ask, is this crystal for me? And just be still. Did you get a yes? Did you just have a gut feeling? Yeah, that's for me. Did you feel something? Even though you're not physically touching it, you could still get that heat or that tingling or that buzzing just by dwelling on that image. When it comes to choosing a crystal that's right for you, your intuition is a very powerful tool. And the more you connect with your intuition, the easier this will become. Whether you go to the crystal shop, flip through a book, scroll on the online sites, always remember to go with your gut feeling. Go with what you're getting from your intuition. Your intuition will always be that first voice that you hear just before the ego jumps in. So you say out loud, is this crystal for me? And immediately you hear yes, but instantly right behind that you hear no. You're like, okay, great. Which is it? The first was spirit or your intuition. The second is your ego trying to stay in control. Takes a little bit of practice to learn the difference. But once you hear that over and over, or you get that feeling over and over, you'll be like, oh, I know what that one is. Just, you're not in charge. Go be quiet. So it does get easier the more you try or the more you work with it. Always go with your gut feeling. You can be sure that you will be guided towards the crystal that you need the most in your life right now. Oftentimes in the very beginning, it's good to start with just one and just work with that one. Use it for like a week or 2 weeks. Really get a feel for it. Really notice, be aware of what's different. Are you meditating easier? Are you going into a much deeper sleep? Is your pain, lessened? Do you feel more confident, more calm? Whatever, once you purchase a crystal, it's good then to go research it. What are the properties? What are the healing properties of that particular crystal? And often you'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. No wonder, I was led to that one. Look what it does. That's, almost everything on the list. Those are things that I have an issue with. So this was the perfect one for me. That helps build your confidence that, you are being led. So once you've chosen your crystal, using your intuition, look it up in one of those crystal books or online. Nowadays, you can just go online and type in, clear quartz or turquoise or amethyst or whatever it is, and you can read all about it, what it does physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and just see like all the things that line up. Usually as soon as you read that, you're just like, wow, no wonder that was for me. It does exactly what I need. So let me know which crystal you've chosen using your intuition in the comments, and if it corresponds to what you needed at that time. I would love to know about it. And if you're interested in more in-depth training regarding crystals, let me know that too. Like a lot of you, if you're really interested and this is something you want to know more about, I will put something together. I'll put a training together. And so let me know, if you don't communicate with me, I don't know what it is you're looking for help with. But thank you for joining me today. It's always a blessing to have you on the line and to be of service to you. Abundant blessings to each and every one of you. Until next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me on the Awakened Healer podcast. Did you enjoy the show? If yes, please subscribe and give me 5 on a review, that is, on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a review or your comments and let me know what you loved or would love to learn about on future shows. We all need encouragement, including me. Find out more information on my website at spiritledhealinginstitute.com. Be blessed, and remember, if you're good with you and good with God, you're good.